Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to go over how to use the plugin Save Manager, which may possibly be the greatest server plugin to ever exist. I'm a little biased, I made it, but hey, here we go. Let's get started. So quick rundown, what Save Manager actually does is it is a very lightweight and efficient plugin designed to just create automatic saves and backups of your server worlds. So that way, in the case of something happening, say maybe your server being griefed horrendously beyond repair, you have backups created of those world files. And it's not something that you have to manually go in and do every time you want to make a backup. It will do it all for you. It's all automatic. That being said, let's get started on how to do the quick setup. The link for Save Manager is in the description. It goes to the Spigot page. And as long as I've got your attention for a quick second, I would appreciate it if you would leave a review for the plugin if you find it helpful on Spigot, as that's just going to help it get more traction on the site. All right, so now that we are here on the Spigot page for the Save Manager plugin, you can see I'm on currently version 1.0.9. That is the most up-to-date version. I will be updating this in the future, but just in case something does happen and I am unable to update this code in the future any longer, I do have the source code linked, so you are welcome to compile it yourself, make changes, and do with that what you will. Anyways, though, we'll scroll down just a little bit. You'll see on here on the main page, there are detailed instructions on how to use everything here. There's only two commands for this plugin, and it is just to create a manual backup or to check on the status of a currently running backup in the background. Now, those commands, they do have their own little permission node. By default, they're set only for operators to use, but you can add them to any specific group you want. Okay, so let's go ahead and download this from right here. You can download the jar file. Once you download it, I will show you what to do from there. Okay, so I've got my server folder here, and as you can see, it's a pretty basic server folder. It's using paper right now, but this will work with Spigot, paper, purpur, any fork of paper. So what we're going to do, I've already done this, but go ahead and just drag your Save Manager plugin over into your plugins folder, and let's go ahead and run the server to generate the files that we need. Once your server is finished starting up, go ahead and type in plugins so we can see if it has been enabled correctly, and we see it right here, Save Manager, so we know that it's working just fine. We're going to go back into plugins here, and now we have this beautiful little Save Manager folder. We can click on that and we have our config.yml. Here we have our config file, and I've tried to make it very short, very simple and straightforward. There's very little you have to do here, and it should work just fine by itself. But if you want to make adjustments, here's how to do it. Basically, this first section right here just says how many seconds between saves, how many seconds between backups. That's really all there is to it. All right. I have right here also just little breakdowns of the seconds to different time periods. So that way it's an easy translation and you don't have to hop on Google for that. But that being said, by default, I have it set up so that way an automatic save will happen once every hour and a full server backup will happen once every 24 hours. You can also disable the backups if you want, and it will only do the automatic saves instead. Another thing that you can do, you can enable or disable the broadcast messages, which are all right here. Basically, if you want to not announce to your server that a backup is being created or that it's saving, you don't have to. Now, something right here, this is another option that I have. I don't recommend you change anything here, but this will give you the ability to change where the backups are saved based off the root folder. By default, if your server folder does not have a backups folder, it will create one for you. Within that backups folder, it will create an overworld folder, a nether folder, and an end folder for the automatic backups to be placed into. Now, if you do create a manual backup, it will create a separate folder with that world name. All right, so to actually start the backup process, all you have to do is open up the chat bar, and as long as you have the right permissions here, all you need to type in is /backup and then the world name. So in our case, it's just world. And you can see it's starting the backup for world. We can check the status currently if we come in here and we type in backup status, and you'll see that it will display our current status of our running backup in the background, which is at 91%. And it's already done. It's completed. It took like 2 seconds. This is a small world file. It hasn't been explored a lot. On my main server, this takes about 20 minutes because the world is about 45 gigabytes. It's common sense, you know, bigger world, longer save times. Yeah, that's why I zip them so that way it takes up less space. Let's hop back over to the server file and see what happened. Once you have started a backup process, you'll see that there is now a brand new folder in your server directory called backups. And if we open that up, you'll see that there is the world folder. And if we go into that, you'll see a zip file with the world name as well as the date that you created that backup. Just so that way you can have easy organization and you know exactly how far back your backups actually go. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys make good use out of this plugin and don't make the same mistakes I did. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below if you like this video or if you want to see more custom plugins or things like this. Thanks for watching. That's it. Bye.